you set the boundaries for what you put up with. And I know this is going to rattle some feathers, and I'm debating whether to say it or not, but you know what?
Oh, do it. We love a good
we love a good controversy, but
yes, that's the word. Yeah,
controversy.
Go on, I'm invested.
She's leaning forward, she's on her hand, she's ready for it. You set the boundaries for what you put up with. So if you are complaining about a customer doing something or saying something, it's because you enabled them to do so.
Yeah.
You didn't put the boundaries in place.
Yeah.
So if you have that customer who's messaging you like 9:30 on a Friday night and you're like, go away, I just want some time. And they message you again, and then again, and then again. And by the time Monday morning rolls around, you've got 25 messages. Now, we've all had that customer. Don't even try and tell me that you haven't had that customer, because we've all been there.
Yeah.
But it's because you have let them do that. You've not set the boundaries. You've not put you can do an automatic reply on Etsy, can't you? Which you could put in something like, these are my working hours. I will endeavor to get back to you as soon as I can within 1 to 2 working days. Quite easy, 1-2 click done. Or you could even put it actually on your shop announcement, in the listings themselves, any one of those places. But if you haven't done that, then you kind of can't complain, because you've not set the boundaries in place.
But you can do that as well on Facebook and Instagram, to set up an automatic reply and say, like put an out of office on a Friday. If you're going away for a week on holiday, a week or two, and you haven't put your shop on holiday mode, or your social media still looks like it's active, and you haven't told your followers that you're going away, and then they come into your DMs and you're like, oh, I really want to buy X, Y, and Z, and it's just ignored. When you get back in a week, they're going to be raging.
Yes.
So put that in place now, a week or so in advance, saying, I'm going away at the end of the month.
Yeah.
If you need anything, get in touch with me now. I'm going to stop these orders on X date. And then have that automatic reply. I'm sorry, I'm away this week. If you need me urgently, here's an email address. Or I will reply to you in, a week. But then they know then what they're expecting. They know, like, oh, she'll get back to me Monday, a week later.
It's like Christmas time, when you get the people who are like, oh, I've had someone like the 19th of December ask me if it will be with me in time, and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, well, you are going to severely cut down messages like that if you make sure that you're putting XYZ shipping times. I know, because I stalk you guys. I know that a lot of you choose to skip that step. I'm looking at you. And that is the reason why you do get people being like, I ordered this on the 22nd of December. I'm in the USA. I'm in Canada. I'm in wherever. Why isn't it with me yet? So I just think setting boundaries for what you are prepared to put up with. And if you're getting the itch to post in a Facebook group or just moan about it in general, then you really have to ask yourself the question, because we're business owners, we have to take responsibility for our own business. You've really got to ask yourself the question, what things have I put in place? What boundaries have I put in place to stop this happening again in the future? And if the answer is, well, nothing, then it's just going to keep happening. Yeah.
And a lot of things that I've discovered as well is some customers will come to me and say, can you make me this print? And it'll be a screenshot of a different printmaker.
Yes.
And I'm like, just go to them. They can do it, because that's exactly what you want. You want me to do it. So I think having like a snippet or a picture in your photographs or somewhere in your description that says, I will not copy other makers' designs. If you want something, ask them, because that is really annoying.
Yeah, because if they're doing it to them, they're probably doing it to you as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And I just think, I hate, like, have you ever been to a fair and they'd say, oh, I really like this, and a friend will go, oh yeah, I'll make you it. I can.
Oh my god, yes.
And you just want to like reach across the table and not hurt them, because that would be nasty. But do something. Really, like, I'm a real person. It's there. Buy it. You don't have to have your friend to make it. It's not like absolutely naff. Buy it. Stop being tight. Stop being ridiculous. I'm getting very angry.
Oh, yeah, no, I've had the exact same, but the same people that say, oh, you know, we can go and get this stuff and we can make that ourselves. 3 months later, they're going to come back to you and go, help me, I can't make it. And they're going to realize how complicated it is to actually make it. Everyone thinks they're an expert until they're not.
Yeah. See, I don't want to bake a cake. I couldn't think of anything else worse than to bake my children's birthday cakes.
I know cakes.
I know a lot of mums are like, that's their thing, that they always make their child's birthday cake. Couldn't think of anything worse. Like, let me take you down to the supermarket, or I got a friend who's just like brilliant at making cakes, and she made it because I just don't want to do it. If I'd made the Paw Patrol cake for my child's 3rd birthday, it would not look anything like how Sarah made it. She made it so good. Mine would just look naff. Just get someone else to do it. They're better.
Expectation versus reality.
Yeah, it would. I kind of want to give it a go now, just to do like an expectation versus reality, because it would be horrendous.
No, I mean, I was that kid where my mum would always make my cakes, and I was Barbie obsessed when I was about. See, I went from Barbie, and then I went the very next year. I went complete tomboy and was into. I don't know if you guys remember that. You know, Budgie, the little helicopter. Do you remember the little helicopter guy that used to? No, okay. That's just me then. I went from like girly girl to tomboy to now somewhere in between. But I remember like going to Asda's and seeing like this really lovely Barbie cake. I was like, Mum, I want a Barbie cake each year. And she's like, oh, but I make your cake each year. And I'm like, no, spend the money. I want this Barbie cake, like bratting out in the middle of Asda's, which is basically Walmart. And my mum, and now I look back, I'm like, I love the fact that my mum used to make my cakes. But when you're like 5 and you see this cake and you're like, I want that cake. I don't want you to make it. I want that cake.
Yeah, that's it. And just get someone to do it who can actually do it. If somebody's selling something and you go, I really love this, buy it. Don't ask your mate to make a knockoff version. Gosh.
But also that's another mindset shift, isn't it? Like letting things go, letting people go.
Yeah, and I get going back to your other point where these customers that would absolutely drive you insane. I would go out of my way a while back when I was like first doing it. I'd be like, oh, these customers want this and this and this, and I'd like do everything that they wanted to do. And now I'm at a point where if you're winding me up and you've sent me 30 messages, see, now I'm going across this really nasty, but I'm not. I just don't tolerate. I don't have the time to tolerate silly people when I've got customers who genuinely love what I do. I need to make stuff for them. So if you're sending me 30 messages and you haven't even placed an order yet, and you're wondering about X, Y, and Z and X, Y, and Z, when everything is listed in the description, because I am that person where I've got my FAQs filled out, my descriptions are fine, my photographs tell you everything you need to know, why are you sending me 30 messages? You're not my person. So get them blocked. If they have placed an order, I will refund them and get them out of the way, because it's just not good for your mental health.
Oh my God, yeah. You can fire customers, guys. You can fire customers. If you have this gut feeling that you're going to send this order out and it's going to be another 15, 20 messages, problem after problem. I had one actually.
You'll get that feeling, won't you? You always have that feeling. You just know that this customer, get rid.
Yeah, I've had them, and I had one recently actually. And I sent out a piece of jewelry, and like about 18 months later, they were like, oh, the clasp is like getting a bit stiff. Could you like do it? And I was just feeling in a good mood, and I was like, yeah, for sure, send it back. Anyway, sent it back, and they literally like they do this now all the time. They're like, every time a little bit gets a little bit, you know, and it's just from overuse. They're not quite using it right, you know. But now I've set those boundaries in place, and that was a mistake that I've made. So now it's like, no, like that's it. Policy is that we're not going to be doing this anymore. Live with it. But you're not mean for doing that. I think going to like target market, if you're getting people like that, they're not your target market, and they don't value what you do.
That's it. They are not your target market, because your real target market will come to your shop. They'll read your descriptions. They'll look at all your pictures. Yeah. They will read your FAQs if they need to. They will read the reviews and they will buy, because they know they've come, they can see this is for me. I know exactly what I need to do. I'm educated that this is the actual size. I'm not expecting anything bigger or smaller. This is the actual size. I've read it. I'll buy it. Perfect. They'll leave a 5-star review. Somebody who is sending you 30 messages will not leave you a 5-star review. They will say, they will be 3 stars or less. If you're lucky that they'll even leave you a review. So no, you have the right to get rid.
Yes. Yeah. And it's like, is it really worth the money from the order? Like, is it really worth the £20, £50, £100 that you're going to get from that order? To potentially waste a good, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours, like responding to messages, reviews, issues, whatever.
But you don't just take it out on yourself either. Like, your husband will come on from work and he'll be like, "Hi, have you had a good day?" I'm like, "No, it's been horrific." And you'll be a child to him, and the kids will wind you up, and you'll have like a short fuse with them. So it's just no, it's
not worth it. You've got to put I think this is another one of my points, actually, and I haven't written this one down, but I feel like it's really important. You've got to protect the heck out of your mindset and your energy, because people will be there to snap it, to zap it, to take it away from you. They will be what my old boss used to say, a mood hoover.
Yes,
they will mood hoover you.
Who, like, you are kind of like a lovely bubbly person. You got to be like, "Hi, how was your day?" You're like having a like big beaming smile, and you're really interested in the conversation. And by the time, my mum is exactly like this. She only talks about how miserable she is from work and all the hours. And by the time I leave my mum's, I love her to bits, but she's very dramatic. And by the time I leave my mum's, I'm like, she just sucks the energy out of me, because she's always had done by. And I'm like, this gets me onto my next point, where but you get to go to work.
Yes.
You get to do this. You get to do X, Y, and Z. So you're like, sometimes it's a real nightmare when you've got too many orders. Who doesn't love that, right?
That's a good problem.
It's a good problem to have, right? But it can be quite stressful. But then if you switch your mindset and say, but I get to fulfill these orders.
Yes.
I get to go to the post office. Like, my post office is about 5 miles away, so I have to drive there. And the route to it is beautiful. Like, I go past the lake, I see the cows, I see the swans on the lake. It is beautiful. So I get to go to the post office and post my orders. When it floods, it's a nightmare, and I have to go the long way, boring A-road way around. But I love it. But if you change your mindset and say, I get to do these orders, I get to work from home, I get to spend my days doing this. Like, my dogs are here nearby. Like, I'm working with my dogs, and I can go take them out and do whatever and give them a little stroke when they come past. And it's snoring at the minute. It's quite boring, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm lucky Phoebe's not like dreaming. Last night she was going "Arf, arf, arf," and I thought, don't you dare do that on the podcast tomorrow.
We really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to check the show notes for some more helpful links, and also a link to our website as well. Also, you can watch the video version of this over on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to get your free spot on our masterclass, a 3-step framework to skyrocket your Etsy conversion rate, at handmadebosses.com/conversion. That's handmadebosses.com/conversion. We would also love it if you could leave us a review on iTunes, as it really helps us to reach more bosses in need. Subscribe to the show, and we will see you on the next episode.